Hey fans, it's me Aaron for a comic show. We got a great week of comics this week, especially Superman. Like seriously, this Action Comics 976, the last part of Superman Reborn of the 4-part weekly series was insane. I loved it. I loved that I called who the villain was earlier. I like that, and I'm really super satisfied with how they resolved all the Superman stuff, how it played out over the course of, Convergence and how bad that was. And then Jurgens did his Superman book, and then Rebirth happened. And it's awesome. And I'm not going to spoil it, but I really like it. And don't let the internet spoil it for you. If the internet just says like face value a sentence of like, well, this happens. And it's like, well, not exactly that happens. That happens, and then stuff happens for pages after that that makes it seem really freaking cool. And I'm really excited about what's coming for Superman in the future. Moving on, Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, number 17. This issue was great. I loved last issue with Guy Gardner versus Akillo. This has the aftermath of that. Guy Gardner and Akillo both in their hospital beds, and has a great Kyle Rayner plot with the White Ring, and he's restored to a Green Lantern, and things happen, and it's awesome. But Rob Venditti, he writes this book, and he wrote Green Lantern before, co-wrote Flash, wrote Exo Manowar for years, wrote Surrogates that became a movie. He's going to be here at the comic shop Wednesday tomorrow from 6 to 9-ish, because he actually is an adjunct creative writing teacher for Full Sail, which is across the street from us. It's an online course, so he comes down once a year to rub elbows and whatnot, and he'll be in here. The first 20 people here for him at 6 will get a free Hal Jordan and Green Lantern Corps issue 1 comic to get signed, and we have plenty of Hal Jordan. We'll have plenty of his Exo and all that stuff. Moving on, Doom Patrol number 5. This book was a little late, but god damn it was worth it. Everything's coming together. Everything is freaking awesome. It feels like Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol, except like modernized. And I'm totally in love with this book. I love everything about it. It's just the right amount of weirdness, just the right amount of old characters and new characters, which is heavy on the old characters, but absolutely not ignoring Grant Morrison's run at all. He has a formulative run on Doom Patrol, just like Alan Moore's was on Swamp Thing, and the characters he created specific for that, Gerard Way is doing awesome stuff with, including the last page of this issue where another one is there. So I am in love with Gerard Way's Doom Patrol. And moving on, Hanna-Barbera Universe, The Flintstones, Volume 1. This really was the best book of 2016. It's satire, it's social satire, but it's so well done, and it works so well with the Flintstones of showing through the lens of them in this fake Stone Age, this fake, I guess, creationist thing with dinosaurs and humans side by side, the first civilization. It's basically like original sin, like the first evils of humanity rearing its head with civilization, and where it goes from hunters and gatherers to actually laying down roots, and where the need for junk and stuff comes from, and just all kinds of socio-political things that are seriously hilarious. And it's cool to have it through the Flintstones. It was a lot of fun. The art's great. I love the Flintstones, seriously. Moving on to Marvel, Iron Fist number 1, Morrison and Perkins. Mike Perkins is an amazing artist who's done so much stuff for Marvel. He did a whole lot of their Stephen King stuff, but before that he did Captain America. He was the British guy that killed Captain America. And Morrison Ed is, he does a lot of noir and crime-related things. And this was cool. I like this. I watched the Netflix series. It was okay. It was okay. I think the biggest problem is there was nothing that we hadn't seen before better. And everything else, are degrees of that. But this is awesome. It has a Danny Rand that has lost his way, doesn't know his purpose or his place in the world, which a character that was created in the 70s to be like the white savior of Kung Fu and can do all that better than any Asian person would really have some soul searching to do in our modern world. But that's subtext. He's looking for his destiny, what his purpose is. He's doing these endless fights that are no challenge to him whatsoever. And then he gets challenged for some great tournament in some other mystical hidden land, and he takes him up on that offer. And Mike Perkins said in the letter page that he's going to more than make up for Danny not being in costume this issue with the next issue. And it felt like a modernized classic Iron Fist tale. It felt kung fu-ish. I dug it. And I like having the hero that is all angsty and not knowing what they should do and this and that and the other. It was neat. You know, he needs to get his chi back. Captain America Steve Rogers 14, even more stuff towards Secret Empire is in here. It's all coming together with Hydra's council. I have read Secret Empire 0. Like, I got it from Marvel. I've read the whole issue. It's insane. What Cap has planned is crazy. And there's even a line where it said, like, yes, he's a brilliant statistician, but look at all he can do once you remove empathy and compassion and mercy from the equation. And Cap is unleashed to do whatever the hell crazy battle fronts on multiple levels and whatnot that he's freed up to do. And in Secret Empire 0, there's another sleeper agent that no one saw coming. It's kind of like the forest through the trees. And it was awesome. And that's near the end of the issue. But it was a great first issue. So much happened. I'm so excited for it. It's coming soon. I think April 12th. Unworthy Thor issue 5. This is the last part of Unworthy Thor. And you really get what Nick Fury whispered to Thor back in original Sin, like, I don't know, 3 years ago when he became unworthy and couldn't pick the hammer up. You get the words that Nick Fury whispered to him, 3 words, and you get the context of what that means with Thor explaining it and why he feels unworthy. And it's awesome. And I'm ready for the next thing. I'm ready for Ultimate Thor. Ultimate Thor is coming. It's our Thor with the Ultimate Thor hammer axe. And Thanos. Thanos is in this issue, and it's awesome. So, I mean, he's on the cover. That's not a spoiler. But finally, we got what we wanted, and now we can move forward with it, and it's awesome. And then finally, Darth Maul 2. This book is great. It's right before Phantom Menace. Darth Maul is out, you know, doing stuff. He can't do anything the Emperor doesn't want him to do or won't let him do, but he's antsy. He wants to kick some ass and kill some people and do some shit. And this has him teaming up with bounty hunters that we know from Phantom Menace and other things, Clone Wars and whatnot, teamed up with them in here. So it's awesome. It's an awesome piece of Star Wars mythos. Darth Maul is cool, but when you start adding some of these other characters that we know from other Star Wars things, it gets even cooler for me because I love Star Wars lore. Moving on, curse words for Image. We have the 3rd printing of number 1, plenty of those. It's awesome, great cover. We got more number 2s, and number 3 came out. And this book is ridiculous. It's gonzo. It's hilarious and wicked and weird. And Wizard, the main character, isn't really what he appears to be. Stuff happens in here where we see some of that. He wants people to like him. He wants to be a good guy, but he doesn't care if he has to do more bad things to get there, which, you know, I guess that's how supervillains happen. And yeah, a lot of funny stuff happened in this issue. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited for Charles Soule and Ryan Brown to come here in their Magic Tour bus sometime in July. So that will be cool. I'm serious, in like a VW bus. They're coming with like airbrushed wizard stuff on the side of it. Okay, moving on. Black Hammer number 7, Jeff Lemire. Loving this book. This book is all Black Hammer, all the Black Hammer, the character that we haven't really seen much in the previous 6 issues. It's all him, who he was, what happened to him, why it happened to him, and it's awesome. And his daughter is heavily in this book. Lots of feels, lots of answers. I love that book. Moving on to Valiant. Valiant has a big week this week. Bloodshot Reborn 0 is also Jeff Lemire, who is leaving his Marvel stuff, but he doesn't appear to be leaving his Valiant stuff. And this is just kind of a one-shot 0 issue. It looks like the ongoing series next isn't starting till September, so it's a ways off, but there was a lot of cool stuff in this issue, and you can read it even if you haven't read any other stuff by Bloodshot or Jeff Lemire's Bloodshot. I dug it. I'm excited for what's to come. And the biggest deal is Exo Manowar #1. It's cardstock cover, extra size, still just $3.99. It has Matt Kent as the writer now. Matt Kent is the new ongoing guy for this now that Rob Venditti left. And Rob Venditti's going to be here at the comic shop tomorrow, Wednesday, 22nd. And this is Exo in space. He's in space. It's not the aliens invading Earth and him fighting them off. It's him out there fighting. The art is beautiful. The story is epic. I'm ready for this. It's going to come out on time. They already have issues done. They've already shown retailers it. It's solid. It's space opera. It's great sci-fi, great characterization, and like I said, great art. And I'm ready for it. I mean, this is awesome. And it looks like you could just read this and none of the other Valiant books. Pretend like it's not even a shared universe until you want to, and just enjoy the hell out of that. So we will have plenty of those tomorrow, and I think some people from Valiant are stopping by tomorrow as well. I don't know if they're going to Full Sail or whatnot. I don't know. They call me up and they're like, hey, can we come by your place because we'll be in town? And you know, I always say yes. That's like asking, like, do you want ice cream? I mean, there's a right and wrong answer. You got to say yes. So that's the week that is. Seriously, check out this Action Comics. It's great. Iron Fist is really good. First issue was better than the Netflix. I'm not hating on the Netflix. I watched the whole thing. I enjoyed it, you know, but it wasn't as good as any of the other ones. And there's clear faults to it. And it was just kind of didn't wow me. But I love comics, so, you know, whatever. Come get comics. They're fun. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.